Hello guys, Etlunar. Are you facing any problems while teaching? You don't know how to solve it? Then this video is for you. Here are some of the tips of teaching. We can also call them as the maxims of teaching. And in this video, you can learn how to teach. This video is for students and freshers who wants to teach in the educational institutions. Let's get into the video. Maxims of teaching or accepted truth or general rule of conduct or the law which are essential to be followed by the teacher while teaching. These maxims of teaching are very helpful in obtaining the active involvement and participation of the learners in the teaching and learning process. They quicken the interest of the learner and motivates them to learn. They make learning effective, inspirational, interesting and meaningful. They keep the students attentive to the teaching learning process. A good teacher should be quite familiar with them. Let's discuss these maxims in detail. The first tip: proceed from known to unknown. The most natural and simple way of teaching a lesson is to proceed from something that the students already know to those facts which they do not know. What is already known to the students is of great use to the student. This means the teacher should arouse the interest in a lesson by putting questions on subject matter already known to the pupils. The teacher is to proceed step by step to connect the new matter to the old one. New knowledge cannot be grasped in a vacuum. The second tip is proceed from simple to complex. The simple task or the topic must be taught first and the complex one can be followed later on. The words simple and complex are to be seen from the point of view of the child and not that of an adult. We would be curbing the interest and initiative of the children by presenting them complex problems before the simpler ones are presented. The third tip is proceed from easy to difficult. We must proceed our lessons in order of ease of understanding them. Student standards must be kept in a view. This will help in sustaining the interest of the students. In determining what is easy and what is difficult, we have to take into account the psychological makeup of the children. Logically viewed, one skill may be easy, but psychologically it may be difficult. There are many things which look easy to us but are in fact difficult for children. The interest of children has also been taken into account. And the fourth tip: proceed from concrete to abstract. A child's imagination is greatly aided by a concrete material. Children in the beginning cannot think in abstracts. Small children learn first from things which they can see and handle. Very young pupils learn counting with the help of pebbles, etc. Child understands in aeroplane with the help of a model. Actual visits to canals and rivers provide a clear idea of them. A lesson in anatomy can be made interesting with the help of models, pictures and illustrations of the body or organs, etc. Care must be taken, exercised to ensure that the students do not remain at the concrete stage all the time. This is only the initial step for children with a view to reach the higher stage of abstraction as they advance in age. The fifth tip is proceed from particular to general. Before giving principles and rules, particular examples should be presented. As a matter of fact, a study of particular facts should be let the children themselves to frame general rules. The rules of arithmetic or of grammar, of physical geography and almost all the sciences are based on the principles of proceeding from particular instances to general rules. The sixth tip is proceed from indefinite to definite. Ideas of children in the initial stages are indefinite, incoherent and very vague. These ideas are to be made definite, clear, precise and systematic. Effective teaching necessitates that every word and idea presented should stand out clearly in the child's mind as a picture. For classifying ideas, adequate use must are made of actual objectives, diagrams and pictures. Every possible effort should be made to make the children interested in the lesson. The seventh tip is proceed from empirical to rational. The word empirical is derived from or guided by experience or experiment. Observation and experience are the basis of empirical knowledge. The word rational means proceeding or derived from reason or based on reasoning. Rational knowledge implies a bit of abstraction and argumentative approach. For instances, students must be taught signs and symptoms of disease condition, and later on they must explore rationale behind those signs and symptoms. It is always better to begin with what the children see, feel, experience than arguing and generalizing. The eighth tip is proceed from psychological to logical. Logical approach is concerned with the arrangement of the subject matter. Psychological approach looks at the student's interests, needs, mental makeup and reactions. When we treat a subject logically, we are usually thinking of it from our point of view and not from the point of view of the student. In psychological approach, we proceed from the concrete to the abstract, from the simple to the complex, and from the known to unknown. We start reading by teaching the students to read the whole sentence as it is for the adult. This is psychological approach. In drawing a lesson, a student has little sense in line and curves. Logically, we start with the simple lines and curves, but psychologically, we start with drawing a whole animal. Now, the ninth tip is proceed from whole to parts. Whole is more meaningful to the child than the parts of the whole. The learner sees a relationship between the central ideas of the material to the learner. As for an example, suppose teacher has to teach gastrointestinal system. She starts with the introduction to GI system as a whole and then proceed to different organs such as stomach, liver, intestine and pancreas. The 10th tip is from near to far. A child learns well in the surroundings in which they resides. But suppose in a geography lesson, we start from the local geography and then to town, city, district, state, the country and the world gradually. The 11th tip is proceed from analysis to synthesis. Analysis means breaking a problem into convenient parts, and synthesis means grouping of these separate parts into one complete whole. Complex problems can be made simple and easy by dividing it into units. The 12th tip is proceed from actual to representative. When actual objectives are shown to the children, they learn easily and retain them in their minds for a long time. This is especially suitable for younger children. Representative objects in the form of pictures, models, etc. should be used for the grown-ups. And the last tip is proceed inductively. Inductive instruction is much more student-centered approach. Instead of explaining a given concept and following this explanation with examples, the teacher presents students with many examples showing how the concept is used. The intent is for the students to notice by way of examples how the concept works. Deductive approach is very teacher-centered, and in deductive classroom, the teacher conducts lessons by introducing and explaining concepts to students and then expecting students to complete tasks to practice the concepts. Teaching should proceed from inductive approach to deductive approach. I hope something you have learned from this video. Don't thank me, but just go with it.